This is just a demo. Do. Trying to get things worked out for what I want to do for these particular live streams. Do. Where did my text file go? I had it all written out. Not like a manifesto or anything. Do. And this is not complete, but Hio Hio. Leave that one. Do. Okay. Almost done pasting this in here. So it says this live stream is about testing out a new idea for a 30-minute to 1-hour live stream using Microsoft Flight Simulator, MSFS. Will I crash a celebrity? So after several years of trying to learn how to fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm finally doing cross-country flying and learning how to do flight plans and actually fly from place to place to place to place. And we're always asking, oh man, I wish we could have passengers. I wish we could have passengers. And then I started doing the Follower Friday thing. So if you look at my live streams on Fridays for my Twitter followers, and doing flights and posting it over on Twitter, my live stream, in case anybody wants to tune in. And we're all locked down to COVID, and if anybody wants to take a virtual vacation, I want to be their pilot and fly them around. And then I started thinking, well, man, it'd be nice if I could fly some celebrities around. But do I trust myself? I'm getting a lot better, but I still make mistakes. I'm still a noob. I'm not a professional pilot. I'm an enthusiast. So I wonder what it would be like to be a private pilot for celebrities, and then just the sheer weight of that you could be responsible, well, you're responsible for everybody's life, but people tend to take it a little bit more personally and hate on your soul. When you, hang on here. We're going to be hearing that a lot. I didn't think it would trigger out here, though. And that's kind of got me bummed, because it shouldn't be on at all. Hang on a second, folks. Somewhere this darn failure screen is still on. Shouldn't have to do that. Let's look at the properties. Shut down source when not visible. Yes. That's what I did not click. Shut down source when not visible. Just let me make sure the property is set over here too. Yes, good. Okay, so yeah, the ramifications, the guilt, being responsible for anybody's life. If I ever actually do this for real, I don't know that I could. I make so many mistakes. I don't know that I would ever want to fly anybody and be responsible for anybody's life but my own. But I got to put myself to the test. And I'm going to do it virtually by asking myself, would I crash a celebrity and set up a flight and then try to fly it? And will I get them there safely? So some things that I'm working on to do this. One, you heard my timer already. Okay, so to make things a little bit more difficult even is I have a timer set that you heard going off that'll set to go off every 5 minutes. And at the moment we're trying to figure out, well, what do we do? We're going to make let me just read what I wrote. I have a timer in an app to change the percentage chance of a failure. To make it worse, there will be a regular random dice roll for variable random events. But it gets worse. Viewers in the live stream who use Super Chat donate trigger a random dice roll. So what I'm talking about here is let me show you this screen over here. Close all this down. Okay. Let me make sure you're seeing that here. Save this. Good, you're seeing it. Okay, so have a look at the screen set up here. We have a program here that will create system failures. It's called Rand Failures FS 2020. So we have options, system, engines, panel, a failure list, help, readme, and some other stuff. Okay, but in a nutshell, we can change when something is going to fail and the percentage chance of it failing. Other things that can trigger a failure under options: minimum failure altitude, minimum time to failure, minimum failure speed, limit number of failures to, and I've got it set to 3 at the moment. In doing some of these earlier, we immediately started crashing. Set all failure possibilities to, at the moment we were set to 25%. We're going to start the flights at 0 or at least maybe 5%. That even seems a little bit high. And you'll see what I mean, because if you watch, well, you won't be able to see some of the other ones that we've done yet until they go public. But some of the other tests, man, like as soon as we take off, I crashed on takeoff once. I've crashed like 5 minutes into flying, and as soon as I got off the ground, I lost an engine again. I had 2 engine failures. I think if we can get down to the ground and without crashing, and all the crash tolerances are set to real. So if I overstress the plane or do anything awful, it will crash. If we crash, it'll tell us we crashed. If we land safely without "you crashed" popping up on the screen, hey, we can walk away from it. And yeah. So this demonstration is another test to run through the mechanics of how I want this to work. When I say we, I got a buddy Paul that I'm talking to about all this and working with on this idea. Right? So, now it's just fine-tuning the mechanics. And so what I'm going to do here in a moment is do another run-through with another celebrity. Okay? So we're also trying to figure out, can we keep this to 30 minutes to an hour? So trying to figure out short flights too, and we're not going to be doing anything that we normally do during my Noob Flight live streams, which is we really stress doing everything by the book. So looking at the flight plans, opening up METARs, doing weather, doing our ATIS, going through our checklists, flying routes properly to proper waypoints and using the proper airways and trying to do it all right. And if you want to learn how to do that, like and subscribe, because I do a lot of live streaming. explaining, just doing training every day, practice every day, practice. Everything from Cessnas to airliners. We start out usually in the mornings doing Cessnas, working our way up to other planes, and then usually in the evenings doing Airbus and getting nighttime flying hours. Because once you get an airliner in the air, it's pretty much just babysitting. So we're not doing any of that with these kind of live streams, with these Will I Crash a Celebrity live stream. Not going to do anything. I've already talked to Zoltan, who I want to do first. Let me show you a picture of Zoltan. He's going to be my first real celebrity, and he's okayed it so far. I'm like, do you mind if I try to fly and hopefully I don't crash us? I know it sounds goofy, but he loves the idea. So he is probably going to be number one, and if I get things worked out really fast and keep doing some of these tests, I'd like to do it by Friday. He's doing Portland on Friday night. So I actually should be doing this Zoltan's tomorrow night. But let's just say as long as I can get him to Portland before 7 p.m. on Friday night. Well, 5 p.m. because he would still need to get off the airplane, deboard, yada, yada, yada. Get to the comedy club, all that noise. So we need to get Zoltan to Portland before Friday or his weekend show. Okay. So one of the first things that we do, that I want to do, and I'm going to launch these live streams probably 30 minutes before we actually start as well, just so people can see some of the setup, and we might actually take the time to look over a couple of sky charts and check elevations, and maybe we will run the pre-show, and you know, this is what I do during the day, and this is my procedures. Otherwise, something like this, I want to pick a plane first, and I then want to pick a route. I've already got my celebrity in here. Tonight, celebrity is this lady, who I can't name, really. You know, we have to treat it as a professional flight, and, you know, I couldn't be all, oh, you know, I really like your music, and I don't know that I want to admit that on YouTube live stream, because then some people would be like, oh, dude, he likes her, and then she'll be like, well, yeah, I don't like her either, and some people are like, no, it's really cool that you're brave enough to say that you like her music, and, you know, all that. So, yeah. So, yeah, I like some of her stuff. I would be happy flying her around. I really definitely wouldn't want to crash because I'd like to fly her around again. And I think if I crash somebody, I don't think that I should be able to almost, I don't know yet, if I should get a second chance. So on these, they're all demos. So, I'm not going to really chalk this one up as a real one yet. I don't know. But I think once I start them after Friday or so, if I crash somebody, I don't know that I'll be able to fly them again. I'm even considering flying around celebrities that have already passed on. Like Elvis. I don't think I'm supposed to say his name. But something like that. Because, you know, would I have crashed Elvis? I ask myself this question all the time. So that's what it's about. Okay, so dun 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 dun. I don't know how we're gonna. Let's see here. How do we want to approach it? Maybe I'll do the setup, pre-setup. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Get this out of the way. Okay. Trying to get this thing stretched right so it looks right on your screen. And I still need OBS somewhere. I'm gonna need another monitor. Yeah, I'm gonna need another monitor. Okay. So in Microsoft Flight Simulator, first thing we're gonna need to do, I think, then is pick an airplane. So we go over to our failure screen, and there's like 32 airplanes. So using this handy app, the D&D Dice Roller app, I can pick like 2 D20s. And since there's more, you know, there's only 32 and there's 40, anything after, usually with rolls, we're going to create some nulls. Like, you know, if it's beyond, let's say we are dealing with a number 1 to 50 and there's extras, like, either way, some of them will be no effect. There's no effect. Or pilot gets to choose. So if we roll higher than 32, in this case, I get to pick the plane. If we roll anything 1 through 32, then that's the plane that we have to use for this flight. Okay. So, two 20-sided dice. Now, I've got to figure out a way too that the celebrity has an advantage, and we can give them modifiers. So, for example, like the celebrity that I'm currently flying, she has a lot of power because she's so charismatic and whatever it is, you know, musicians have. And her having a high number will help us get a higher roll, chances of a higher roll, and get over 32. So then in which case I get to pick the plane. So the reason why I wanted to keep it under 30 minutes to an hour is sometimes the plane might help. We don't know yet exactly how a faster plane will help. It's like beat the clock. If we can get there faster, then less random dice rolls, and less chance people have to donate and make the odds get worse. Okay, so let's give her a modifier, a plus modifier. You can give them negative modifiers. Her, because she's so powerful, you know, we're gonna give her, like in D&D, if you're really powerful, you know, even a plus 6 is really a lot. But she's ultra, so I'm gonna give her, yeah. Wow, she's ultra. I'm going to give her a plus 8 modifier. And the advantage, what is this here? Advantage. Attributes. So, it's not strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom. She's got charisma. And there's proficiency, expertise, spell attack, and initiative. Well, I'd say she has expertise. And I really haven't figured out how these are going to really totally play into this yet. But let's roll.
Roll 2d20 plus 8 plus chot, 0, plus expertise, 0 27. Rolls were 14,5.
Alright, so we got a 27. So, darn it, we get, Microsoft picks the plane. So we go over to here. And we go to the 27th plane. There's 32. 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. The trusty Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Was it, right? Darn it, I got lost here. 32, 31, 30, 29, 28. 27. That's pretty much my favorite plane that I love flying every day and practice with every day. So I'm really happy that I got this plane actually. Alright, so the plane I don't know. We're trying to figure out, now that we've got the plane, we have to figure out the flight. Now, we're trying to see, should we do long flights? Because we can still teleport. Even if it's a long flight all the way across the United States. I'm not really sure about this one yet, because we can always teleport to different phases of the flight. So, let's just try the way we were figuring another way to do it is just really try to keep short ones. Like a good short one that we did earlier was, we could do like Los Angeles, because she's a big star. And she'll be in Los Angeles. And with this small plane, we don't have to take off at the big airports. So that could be an advantage too. That not really sure on that one, because I don't want to do taxiing, because taxiing takes forever. We would do the whole live stream at some major airports. It takes 30 minutes to get out there to the runway. So we're going to have to kind of expedite. But anyway, we can say that LA, if there's a smaller airport around, then we can choose to use it. It doesn't really matter. Let's just do Los Angeles. I don't know that that's going to matter. Okay, and then we need to find some place that's like 30 minutes to an hour away. Right? We're the last resort. The only person they could get at 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it is, at midnight. The only one who's still sitting there drinking coffee and reading comic books going, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll do it. Maybe she's maybe we can go to the naval base. Maybe she's a secret agent. How far is that? That's only 37 miles. Santa Barbara. That's 77 miles. Okay, that's reasonable. The wind is blowing from the west, so that might push us around a little bit. Okay, now what we need to do is make this increase in difficulty once we get off the runway. So let's go ahead and spawn in there. I will also have a Skype relay set up so that when I do Zoltan, he will probably be on the show, and I can have him talk to you while I deal with this and try to get him somewhere. I hope this all works out right. We're trying something new. I don't know, See, now we shouldn't be getting that because the timer should... Oh, I did turn it on. That's why. Okay, so that's our flame timer. So when we hear that noise, we know that a 5-minute period is up. And what we'll need to do is roll a 6-sided dice. So let's go back over to our failures. So every 5 minutes, earlier, well, we were running the mechanics a lot of ways. Every 5 minutes, we were changing the set all failures. But it was really leading to a lot of crashes fast. So every 5 minutes, we were increasing the failure possibility for all systems across the board. Everything. All chance of all failure going up by 5% every 5 minutes. And then we were going to do the randoms. Okay? So a random is, okay, on the screen there, it says the random rolls. Here's the way it's going to work. We'll roll a 6-sided dice. Let me not move this. We'll roll a 6-sided dice. Let me get in here. Egads. Let's turn off the timer for a second. Okay, we roll a 6-sided dice, and if we get a 1, we will set all failures. And I'm not sure what we'll do yet. We either increase by 5% or we roll a percentage. So if we rolled a percentage, we could immediately set all failures to like 50% or 99%. And all we have to do is survive to the next 5-minute period for it to reset. But that's dangerous. So, I mean, we could try it. Or we have it designated. If it's a set all failures, then it goes up by 5%. Okay. If we roll a 2, it's a system failure. We come into system. We roll 2d20. And we get one of these. And if it's beyond like 30, then nothing happens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, so if I roll a 2d20s or 3d10s, no, that wouldn't work. A 20 and a 6, a 20 and a 4. But it's easier if you roll 2. 12 and 12 is 24. 2 12s. Okay, so we'll figure that out. Alright, so if we roll a 3, it's something in the engines panel. There's 21 here. On the panel list, there's 18. Okay. So, let's say it is something in the panel failure list, and it's an 18, so let's just roll 1d20. She's still got the charisma and expertise, which magically helps us. And we roll the dice.
1d20 plus 8 plus cha, 0, plus expertise, 0, 18. Rolls were 10.
Okay, so she's got an 8, so we got an 18. This tab to 5. Set all failure possibilities in this tab to 5. What does that mean? Either way, we can roll a 100. We can actually create a dice. Or 2. We don't have percent to... What happens if you roll 2 10s?
Roll 2d10 plus 8 plus cha, 0, plus expertise, 0, 25. Rolls were 7, 10.
No. 10d10, right?
Roll 10d10 plus 8 plus cha,
62.
0, plus expertise, 0, 62.
Set all failure possibilities in this
1,
tab
1,
to
3, 6, 8, 9, 10,
62.
7, 2, 7.
Oh geez. All right, so something like that. That becomes 62% for 5 minutes. Something like that. Or again, in every 5 minutes, there's a max cap at like, you know, something can only go up by 5%. I don't know yet. We'll have to work it out. So we'll just, again, we're going to play it out. Okay, if it's a 5 and we roll a 5, then we go to the mic, then we go into the simulator and we go to weather up here and go to weather. And there's 10 choices in here. Live weather, clear skies, few clouds, scattered clouds, broken clouds, high level clouds, overcast, rain, snow, storm. So come back out to our screen. Right? And we do 1d10.
Rolled 1d10 plus 8 plus jot, 0, plus expertise, 0 10.
So,
Rolls were 2.
So now we have a storm. And it either lasts for 5 minutes or it lasts the duration or until it's changed. I'm not really sure. You know, that's what this is all about. All right. So we start out with good conditions. And let's go ahead and close that. And we're going to take off. And I've got a flight plan. And I've got a GPS in this plane, and I've got an autopilot in this plane. And let me do my best to increase the graphics here. We don't need this anymore. And then let's start dropping things. Well, let's just go back to medium first. No, let's not. And this is a nighttime flight, so we don't really need the terrain to have a high level of detail or that. So all these things we have to think about getting done possibly before. I don't even know. Like, you know, should we already be set up and on the runway? Probably. So we say, okay, it's Celebrity. Thanks for calling in. We've already got your plane picked. We rolled and it was this one. And we're out here and we're ready to go. Yeah, that's better. Runway doesn't look like such garbage now. Okay. All right, well, I'm proud to be your pilot, and at this point, if you would, you know, if maybe have some interview questions. So, I heard you started really young. You know, people tell me, oh, I've been listening to her since she was a little kid. So you've been performing a long, long time, huh? Ah, I'll be darned. So when did the whole this is going to become a professional thing happen? You know, was it or when did somebody approach you and say, let's make this a professional thing, you're going to be a star thing, or when did it all start coming together? Just ignore the air traffic control. I should turn it off for something like this. You know, as a matter of fact, I probably will. Because I'm going to let the AI do the radios, and it's just going to be another noise we don't need. And around a busy airport, that could be a big pain in the butt. Or put it really, really low. The aircraft engine noise we don't need so much. We need warnings. Alright. We're up in the air, and now I want to get autopilot on and nav on. And as soon as we get in the air, we're going to turn on our timer. Alright. And we're going to do a flight level change. And good. Alright. So what we're going to do now to start making things get interesting is we have to turn on I have to turn on a timer. And there it is. And you should see that. Okay, I'm going to move this to the lower corner here. Or minimize it here. Okay. So when that timer counts down to 0, we have to roll. All right. So now we're up in the air. We're on course. I almost need another timer now. I do need another timer. I need like a 30-minute timer. So tools 30. So yeah, and if the celebrity said, "Well, it's mighty dark," yeah, it makes it more dangerous to fly at night. If I can't, especially like celebrity on nights like tonight, and with all the bad weather we've been having, it's very overcast. But either way, very dark skies, and we are out over the water. So, when did you win your first award, if you don't mind me asking? Sorry to pry, but we have this time to talk here. Oh, that's great. That's great. So when was your first professional gig, if you don't mind me asking? I'm going to stop saying that because, you know, I have your undivided attention. Oh, you want to know how that works? Well, it's just a GPS. We can do things like zoom in and out. You can mess with this if you want. You're the celebrity. So you can spin those knobs. Nothing you can really do can get us into too much trouble if you're having fun over there pushing buttons, because I think I can kind of override everything over here if I have to with the autopilot controls. But you can see that we're leaving KLAX. Oops. And that's where we're going. We have about 1 minute and 9 seconds before our first chance of our first random roll. Now, hey, look who's in the chat room. Well, there's nobody in the chat room. But let's say there were people in the chat room. It's like, hey, don't forget, you can make this flight more interesting. If you don't particularly like the celebrity I'm flying, or you do, or you just want to make this, let's leave that out of it. If you would like to join in the game and make things more exciting, anybody who donates, you trigger a roll. So back on the failure screen, it says at the bottom there, donations trigger rolls for a random event. So if you're watching and you would like to make this stream more interesting, then use the super chat feature and drop a donation. If you drop a donation, it triggers a roll. Now, if we have a live celebrity like Zoltan on, I don't know how I want to work that yet either. Because if they turn around and they drop a donation, they counter your donation. So, like life insurance or celebrity points, or they're allowed to counter three. I don't know yet. You know, should they be allowed to counter it at all? Well, I would think so. So they're a celebrity. So yeah, somebody donates. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and roll. The celebrity gets we'll give them one free counter, maybe something like that too. Like, well, you get one free counter because you're a celebrity, and then you have to use like fame points, and you would need to actually pay money and make a donation. So if you'd like to make a donation, you can counter this next person's move, and that'd be great because if they're loaded and people are like, yeah, I'm gonna keep donating so that Kineas makes a buck on this live stream. And that the celebrity's going to have to keep matching. And maybe the celebrity will be in a great mood and keep matching. And then Christine's happy. Then my boss is happy. So, yeah, this is all fun and games until my boss is like, well, did anything happen? Did you get any donations? No? Well, then you were just playing games. Yes, I was. So, we need to make my boss happy. So I think that the whole counteracting of donations to, stop a flood, or either way, that could make things more interesting. Our timer hasn't gone off yet. What happened? It should have gotten an alarm that time. I didn't hear the alarm at all. See, it's already counting down back to 4:51. Okay, so we have to roll anyway, whether I heard the alarm or not. Okay, so we come back to our failure screen, and we have to roll the 1d6.
Rolled 1d6 plus 8 plus
Oops.
shot, 0, plus expertise, 0
Oh.
13. Rolls were 5.
Okay, so roll of 5 is a weather change. Okay, so we go back in here, and pardon me, Miss Celebrity. Go up to weather, and we have to now. I should have rolled it first before we came in here. Got to remember to do that, so we don't double back. Okay, So we need to roll a d10. We need more than that. Let's do a 12 because the celebrity, if it causes a 12 roll, then nothing happens.
Rolled 1d12 plus 8 plus chot, 0, plus expertise, 0 19.
So this
rolls were 11.
So this celebrity, there's only 10 here, 10 options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's only 10 options here, and we rolled an 11. It goes to 11. So there always has to be a null, like nothing happens. There's got to be one extra or more. And so in this case, with the celebrity being all-powerful, tipped the roll in our favor with the expertise and charisma, and the gods were happy. Yay! And nothing happens. All right. So 4 minutes and 16 seconds until the next change. Now, what we were doing too is what we were doing earlier is in failures every 5 minutes we were also increasing the over everything increased by 5%. So at this point we would be at 10%. Oops, you know what I forgot to do? What an idiot. You have to make sure that the failure thing is turned on and connected to your sim. So now failures can occur instantly at takeoff, at random speeds, at random altitudes, after a random amount of time based on these variables. Currently everything in here now is set to 10% chance of failure. And if something is failing, it'll show up in this list. Okay, partial panel compass. When will fail? Time after 90 seconds. Reciprocating engine coolant reservoir. %3. When will fail? At altitude 26,719 feet. We're not going to go that high. Toggle right brake failure when failed. Speed at 282 knots. We're not going to go that speed. So I would say that we lucked out on all those at the moment. So I think after 5 minutes we have to stop it and start it again to make those clear and kick in 3 new ones in the next 5 minutes. Something like that. Again, getting to figure this out. All right. Since I really don't think there was a chance of me running into anything, I do want to just turn on the lights and have a look around. Oh, very nice. I'd rather set them to days anyway. I don't want to fly anybody around with and not be able to show off Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that's probably just a good idea that we keep it on high. YouTube, anything you can do to facilitate. It's not your end. It's, you know, it really is Comcast. So I shouldn't be asking anything of you. You already provide this fantastic infrastructure, which will do 60 frames. It's just my machine, and then the days that we've been having with Comcast. But when it works beautifully, it works beautifully. All I need is really just a better rig now. I desperately need a new rig and a new graphics card. It's so embarrassing to do cities and they all look like Mad Max and they're all just smashed. So I guess if I can beg anything of you, YouTube, while you're watching this, before it goes public, and you're wondering, should we let this guy do this? Please say yes, and find it in your heart to make a brand new amazing Uber computer appear on my doorstep. That'd be great. Okay, 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Or we've missed one. Where did our alarm go? That's weird. Earlier, you just couldn't stop this thing from making the noise. Oh, you know, I think it's got a toggle in there to allow OBS to control the volume. I'm not really sure. In which case, where would it be? No. Voices. It wouldn't be under voices. I would still hear it. Nothing was turned down so low that we wouldn't hear it. That's so weird. Earlier I was like, oh, it's so annoying. It goes off and it's always making horrible noises. And now it's all quiet. Try to blow it up again. Keep an eye on it for a second. Sorry, I was getting a little too into it there. Do 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 do. Yeah. So 1 minute and 13 seconds. We should get a timer. So far, so good. So tell me about your first date, your first sweetheart. What were they like? Is that too personal? Because I've heard you write a lot of songs about, you know, the people that you've had relationships with. So what was the first one? You know, that's what really kind of what I'm getting at. Oh, I'll be darned. You know what I found interesting, and I know this is going to be really. Don't get mad, but when people bring up politics, it gets really hot. But I do know for a fact that prior to 2016, you voted Republican. This is going to be the most controversial question I'm going to ask. And then you started hanging out with all the Hollywood types doing some productions. There we go. Okay, refresh it. Go out to our timer box. We can go to options out here. We can play things even more dangerous and change this to 20% now. And we can roll a d6.
Rolled 1d6 plus 8 plus chot, 0.
A
Plus
6.
Expertise, 0,
Okay.
14.
So even though the
Rolls were 6.
even though the percentages went up, I think can a celebrity fail on a d6 roll? Let me roll this again.
Rolled 1d6 plus
you
8
can.
plus chot, 0. Plus Expertise, 0, 9. Rolls were 1. Rolled 1d6 plus 8 plus chot, 0. Plus Expertise, 0, 9.
Okay, so a
Rolls were
celebrity
1.
can still roll a 1. No. Can't. 1d6 plus 8. Or the celebrity's going to win every time on those rolls. So maybe we can only give them a +1 modifier. Just give them that one shot. I don't know. She's so powerful that her modifier should, I guess, maybe trump them all. No, let's just give her a 1%. See what happens.
Rolled 1d6 plus 1 plus shot, 0, plus expertise, 0 3. Rolls were 2.
Okay. Rolls were 2. What does that mean? 1d6 plus 1, charisma 0, rolls 2. I'm not sure what it means. Either way, that case, it was a 3. So a 3 would be a engine failure component. And we're going to roll 2 20-sided dice.
Rolled 2d20 plus 1 plus shot, 0, plus expertise,
19.
0 19.
4,
Rolls
8,
were 4, 14.
12, 17, 18, 19. Engine 3 to... And right now we don't have a third engine. So it's moot. Yay! I'm not going to crash or I might make it. Okay, we also have to stop and start. Uh-oh, we just lost our engine. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I just lost my engine. Get in the cockpit. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay. Let's try to restart the plane. Can't. Can't. Okay, so what do we do? We have to try to glide it down. So, if we can... So the rule we said today, when this happened earlier, when the engine failed, if we can get down to the runway, then we can fix the plane and try to continue on as long as there's still time in the flight and try to get there. We still have our time. This timer is broken. I don't understand. It still says we have 29 minutes. That's stupid. And that's the OBS timer that I'm dealing with. Let's turn the autopilot off. Is the autopilot still engaged? No, it's off. Why is the nose going up? So we said earlier, if we can get to a runway, then we can repair and try to continue on the flight. Yeah, that timer's broken. That's interesting. We're still picking up speed, but I show no RPMs. So what we do is, yeah, we look around for any air... Pardon me, I'm sorry to be looking right over you, but there's a runway right there. It gives me an excuse to... Never mind. Lean over you a little bit. Sorry. I know it's not a good time. I mean, we are on our way down. But the good news is there's a runway right there. She's having some problems, though. She's definitely not listening to the trim control. Yeah, she's in a really nose-high trim configuration. One minute and 51 seconds until... That's another thing, too. We said if we could just survive over the next 5-minute period, we can clear the time or something like that. So if I can survive in the air for another 1 minute and 36 seconds, we should be able to hit R and repair the plane and just continue on our flight. That it was just a temporary hiccup in the system or something. It's really weird. The engine's still running. We don't have any RPMs. One minute and 59 seconds. No, there it goes. Do 31 seconds. Thirteen seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. I can repair. The plane is repaired. I can continue on my flight. Oh, the plane just died again. But I had to reset. Ah, no, 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 no. Clear the failure list. Hold on. Ah! I gotta see if I can get this thing started again. R. Alright. Oh my gosh. Come on. Behave. Why are you throwing the nose up like that? Behave. Alright, we're back on. We made it, but we have to roll again now. Okay. Options. This goes to 25%. Come on, go up. What are you doing? Okay. That goes to 25%. Let me go back to failures. I think we're okay. I can take my eye off. Failures. This goes to 25%. Ah, come on. 25. Start. And we roll 1d6.
Rolled 1d6 plus 1 plus
Okay.
shot, 0, plus expertise, 0, 7.
Nothing happens.
Rolls were
We can
6.
continue on. Yeah. Yeah, this is the OBS timer, and it's broken. That makes no sense at all. How... Are we on? You're doing easy, plane. Easy. Okay, it sounds like something's wrong. The RPMs are increasing. I don't know. Sounds like something's wrong. It's not doing the flight level change. So that's not working. That's failed. I've got the power up all the way. But she's losing RPM. We have an engine problem going on of some kind. And she's not following the GPS properly. So I need to go to heading mode. The compass looks broke. The compass seems broke as well. We need to go north. Okay, heading is working. She's going down instead of going up. She seemed to be losing altitude. Yeah, we're losing RPMs. The engine's dying. Look at the RPMs over here. Alright. We're done for again. So we got to try to hit another airport again. Ah, darn it. So that's the 30 minutes. We couldn't get there. Damn it. Okay, dang it. Okay, so where's that runway now? Oh, right below us again. We didn't get very far, did we? Okay. So we'll touch down, and I don't think we have enough time to get to our destination, and it would be the end of the 30 minutes for this live stream show. So we say, well, we couldn't get our celebrity there to where we're going. But as long as we can get her safely to the ground, even with an engine out. So that's what I mean. It's almost a little... We didn't even make it halfway, and earlier was the same thing. So... trying to raise anything up over 25% and then all failures, I mean, we've lost, in all cases, we've lost 3 engines now. So maybe we're just going to have to keep it at just using the 6-sided dice to just target specific systems instead of... instead of doing alls, you know. Alright. I didn't mean to scare you there, Miss Celebrity. But I'm not able to get you there on time. This plane... it just couldn't do it. Alright. So yeah, we're not going to be able to get this celebrity to the destination on time. Again, this timer's bunged. That doesn't work. And that's the built-in OBS timer, which makes no sense. How does their own timer not work? Clear our master warnings. So we did not kill the celebrity. We landed even with an engine out, so good. Good. I didn't kill her. So what is up with that timer? We're going to have to find another timer now. Let's see, where's that other one from earlier? That one was bugging out. Let's give it a shot again. Where'd it go now? Do. Do. And what was that called? Stream timer. Read from file. No, wrong one. No, and that one just puts up a starting in, and it doesn't actually kick the timer in. These darn timers. Is it because this one is too small or something? Nah, that wouldn't cause it to glitch like that. Or maybe it is right, and I'm just not... We weren't that far along. We're only... So there's still 21 minutes left? Do. Well, I'll keep it on that. Either way, I'm not going to continue with this one, but it's another test. I'm going to do another one later. So right at the moment, I don't know. I don't know about changing the set all failures. That's too many things to fail. Coolant leaks. The engine on fire. Dun. All right. Well, we'll pick it up in the morning. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Noob Flights. Will I Crash the Celebrity? And tonight, I did not.